So I only just realised this amazing revelation about YouTube actually now, and it's actually quite really important. In fact, I've just been watching all these senators grill Mark Zuckerberg. I think some of them are kind of a little bit over the top, but also it's quite serious. But they were actually giving him a good grilling. It's quite actually astounding that actually more specific and more interesting points were put across. I mean, I think I'm going to scrutinise actually quite a lot of it and do some commentary to it. I think really a lot of the time they're quite general and they do put some good examples, but it's actually mainly about Facebook, but it generally what they were talking about is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of them. At the moment, YouTube is worse than Facebook for severe content. I don't really think Facebook's that bad. They're not grilling actually YouTube for the strange that YouTube are putting some very, very creepy. When Senator John Kennedy was talking about creepy, I actually don't think Facebook is as anywhere near as bad as YouTube. It's YouTube. It is creepy. I mean, it might sound as a little bit over the top, John Kennedy, and I think he was kind of targeting Zuckerberg when I don't think Facebook is quite as bad. But YouTube and TikTok, they have got some very creepy and odd things going on psychologically. They're flashing us with very odd and distasteful images that are getting very strange reactions. They're not normal, basically abnormal or odd images, unless it's another third party doing it. But that's the thing. We don't know what the hell's going on. Well, we know what's going on, but we don't know who's responsible for it. But what I want to talk about now is this Value Added Tax Act 1994, because this solves... I've been reading this act to do with basically the political campaign just simply getting promo done. Stickers, adverts, promos made. We're not meant to be paying tax on them, but yet all the companies won't knock the tax off, yet we don't have to pay it. They want your VAT number or tax number, like Sticker App, Stickers International, or even the newspapers when you put an advert in the newspapers, and some other companies like screen printers and people, they're asking for a tax number, but only incorporated companies, limited companies, have tax numbers. Because if you're small, you don't register for tax because you don't need to. But the thing is, the law says that as long as it is for those purposes, if you're a body that is doing religious, charitable, educational, or political activities, you don't pay tax. Now, it just says a body. Now, in that act, they've got bodies, but you also have a corporate body. Well, you're not going to be a corporate body if you're not registered for tax, because you're not corporate, but you're a body. It says bodies are exempt, religious, charitable bodies. You don't have to be a corporate body, because you only have to register if you're doing quite a lot of activities. If you're not doing a lot of activities, you're still a political body and still acting with those aims and goals. It says you don't pay tax, so you're exempt. So you don't have to give a tax number because you haven't got one. The only reason you have a tax number or have to give one is because you are doing over a certain quota of things that the government want to record. If you're doing under that quota, they don't need to know. But your exemption doesn't come... The political exemption is not based on how much you're doing and whether you are or aren't VAT registered. It's not based on whether you are or aren't registered. It's whether on what the purpose of what you're doing is. And that's the thing with these companies. All they've got to do is recognise what you're doing. Now, what I want to do is pull it away from printed matter for one moment and bring it to online now, because while I was looking up the issues of tax exemption for VAT, for political and charities, I discovered something in this act while I was looking for that answer. And you discover it when you actually type in the word political. In this Value Added Tax Act 1994, you type in the word political. Okay, can you see I've typed in the search word political, and the word only appears twice in the entire act, right? And this section here, one of the instances, the second instance that it features is concerning those Group 9 exempted bodies, charitable, educational, religious, educational, charitable, and political. Now, the only other appearance of these two appearances of the word is here. Exemptions relating to supplies made to relevant electronically supplied services. Electronically supplied services. Well, I wasn't too concerned about this the other day when I was looking at it, because I was thinking of, like, you know, maybe like the Fiverr website, you know, when you get services, if someone does recordings for you or a broadcast, you know, like, say, for example, if you got someone did a radio broadcast for you from America or something like that electronically. But then I completely forgot about the fact that YouTube is an electronic service. YouTube's an electronically supplied service from overseas, right? And the thing is, right, so you don't pay tax on electronic services for political matters. It also probably includes educational as well. It's purely educational and not a business or for profit and not for yourself. Now the thing is, so what I want to know is this, right? What is YouTube doing with tax on YouTube? Like when you've got a channel, if it's monetized. If it's monetized, what's it doing with the tax? You know, because the tax, you know, on YouTube, running tax through, it's an electronic service and from overseas. So the thing is, my channel on YouTube has always been a political channel for that purpose. It's a political body with evidence for a petition to the House of Commons, right? Now, I've had it since about 2015, 14-ish. I started my campaign in 2013, but I don't think I started the YouTube channel till around 2014, 15. Now, I can remember I was going to set up for monetization. I thought it would be cool, get some money coming in, right? I could do with some money, right? Monetize the channel. Because really, if you're doing a campaign, you need to raise money, raise funds. Now, that money, if put to use to further the campaign, if all that money goes back into promotion for the campaign, you're not taking a profit out of it and you're not making any money. It's not regarded as profits. It's regarded as funds, fundraising, right? Because as long as you use it for further promotion, you could plug all that money back into Google Ads, right? If you were monetizing your channel, you could effectively, every single penny you make from monetization, you could plug it back into Google Ads and promote the channel, right? That's furthering, that's non-profit, right? So, because you're just growing the channel, spreading the message, spreading the channel. Now, something happened when I was going through monetization early on, and YouTube suddenly made some changes, and they said, just while I was trying to figure out how to set it up, how to do it, and they said, oh, you're not, we decided that you're not eligible for monetization. And I think they did this to quite a lot of people. I've got a feeling this has got something to do with all these people that Russell Brand's just been talking about with Tucker Carlson. These people high up in the British government, PSYOPs, 77th Brigade, Emma Arbuthnot and husband, the Tory, the Conservative Party. And what they did is they say, your channel's not eligible for monetization. But why wouldn't it be eligible for monetization? Why wouldn't it? Now, the thing is, when you've got a political channel, if whatever exemptions and whatever in law, right, there are certain different things that you can do. And out of anything you could possibly choose to do, the political channel has the maximum amount of immunities that you could possibly get if you're going to talk about immunities, right? And it has the most right to be there, broadcast, present. It's when you actually upload videos and share them, you're doing it through, it's backed up by Standing Orders of Parliament 145A3, which is the power that the Petitions Committee use to issue orders, like share these petitions on, well, it actually says on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and by email, but not discluding other platforms, because email covers, electronic mail. You can send electronic messages through YouTube. You can send electronic messages through YouTube to people's channels. In fact, YouTube is a form of electronic mail, because I can mail, Robert F. Kennedy on his channel. I can send him an electronic message, right? So I would say that YouTube actually forms under, you can have Yahoo, Hotmail, whatever. YouTube, I can send an electronic mail message directly to Robert F. Kennedy through YouTube.